Nowadays, with all these hit superhero games like the Arkham franchise or Insomniac's Spider-Man, it really makes you appreciate how far superhero games have come. I mean, just to think that a few years ago we'd suffer through games like Marvel Nemesis, it really just seems strange that throughout these few years, superhero games have grown to this big medium that's appreciated just as much as any other. But I'm not here to talk about those games. No. I'm here to talk about a franchise on the PS2 and PS3 based on the Avengers. Ew, no! I mean the greatest Avengers franchise on PS2 and PS3, the Superhero Squad franchise. Yeah, I deserved that. Now, before we get into the review, I have to remind everybody that Superhero Squad is G, family friendly. We cannot say anything bad because, of course, considering this is a family friendly topic, we have to make it as family friendly as possible. So, before we get into the review, let me get all my anger and critique out of the way. These games are useless. There, now into the review. But I am not doing 20 minutes of family-friendly baby talk. So forget the family-friendly barrier, we're going all out on this review. Wait, but I'm still technically a PG channel. Okay, looks like we're not going all out on this review, but we're gonna break the barrier of family-friendliness that Superhero Squad does. That's something. Right? Okay, so for those of you who don't know, Superhero Squad is an excuse of a show that deserves to be left rotting. Okay, that was a bit cheap to leave you hanging there. I mean, I don't have a budget for this video, so it's the best I could do, but still, I need to at least do something. Superhero Squad is a cartoon based on the Avengers, X-Men, and Fantastic Four universe, directed towards mainly children around the age of 3 to 6, and all in all, it's not terrible, as in how I just described it, but it's not very accurate to the source material, and I very well and truly know that it's meant to be a kids show. It shouldn't be accurate to the source material, but when Hulk is making jokes about underwear and rotten bananas, I question my sanity. Regardless, when I was the age of 5, I fed on this show. I'd sit in front of that big box for hours watching that show, and it was just... I loved it for some reason. So when I found out there was a game, I played it to death. And then when it was done, I played it to death again, and again, and again, until I found out that there was another game, in which case I played that game to death again and again and again and again. And then for my birthday I got a U-Draw. What is a U-Draw, you may ask? It's a cursed device that deserves to be forgotten for life. But there was a Superhero Squad game on there. You know what that means, right? Repeat. Help. I just went insane there. Why did I like that? Well, anyway, I haven't played these games in years. They've been sitting on my shelf dusted in a box called Do Not Open Unless You Lose Your Sanity, but I recently took them out and thought I'd take a trip back down hell memory lane and see how bad these games can be. Our first game was released on the PS2, PSP and Wii in 2009, simply titled Marvel Superhero Squad. Oh, and credit to Wishing Tickle. However, because I have no idea how to record any gameplay for this game. Once again, before I get into the footage of the game and start discussing it, a plot is of course necessary. In a top secret military base, soldiers uncover an infinity fractal, which Dr. Doom plans to get so he can make the Infinity Melder, which, if you don't know, is a smaller version of the Infinity Sword. However, the Superhero Squad, of course, have to stop him, and therefore they have to collect all 6 pieces of the Infinity Fractal so Dr. Doom doesn't take it first. Seems like a decent enough plot. But keep in mind, this is taking place in the world where the superheroes look like this. you know it won't come out the best. Off to a great start with an absolutely beautifully crafted title screen. I mean, I get that this game had a small budget, but even Catwoman, which is a terrible game that, may I remind you, was released 5 years prior, had an opening animation. This? A single still image. To be completely honest, what more do I expect from a game slapped together for a quick buck from unsuspecting kids? Oh God, Hulk, you poor soul, what did they do to you? As our first opening cutscene begins, we're introduced to a test site, which has had 2 days since its last misfire. Soon enough it will be 0 when this game releases.
3, 2, 1, launch!
Why is everything happening so suddenly? If this pace continues, we're going to be introduced to the Infinity Stones in a few seconds.
Why do my predictions always come correct?
And may I just quickly question, why does MODOK sound like a drunk Stitch?
Those think they're gonna get the jump on us. They don't know I got this great used helicarrier off the sealed online auction.
Well, hey, at least the Wait a minute. These aren't graphics. These are still images! And to think this game was on the same platform as Sons of Liberty.
And you too, MODOK. Don't mess this up!
This game is based on a cartoon. Why does Dr. Doom have to be so horrifying? Well, as MODOK launches a missile at the army... Whoa! Hulk's design is actually cool. Never mind. As the cutscene finishes, we're sent to a base in order to defeat many AIM agents, who also look like blocky messes that belong in a PS1 game. Actually, scratched out, the PS1 had great games. This belongs on a Hyperscan game. Okay, that's going a bit too far. Nothing belongs in a Hyperscan. I'd also like to take this time to mention how basic and generic the gameplay is. And I don't mean your average brawler. I mean this is so generic that it literally makes any brawler, no matter how bad, look like an amazing big budget game. Yes, this is not cheaply made necessarily, but it's just so basic and babyish. I understand that it's targeted to little kids, but come on. I could finish this game in an hour if I had the time and patience. What? Well, hey, I'm sure the next 2 games will be shorter. Why do I do this anymore?
What's going on?
I'll tell you, I'm trapped in this hell.
You better not destroy the base. It's S.H.I.E.L.D. property.
Well, when you're instructing me to destroy AIM, you really think it's easy to differentiate the two? Can someone kindly explain to me how a giant explosion didn't even deplete my health bar in the slightest? No? Okay.
Help those soldiers.
Oh wow, I didn't get the message the first time. Well, after bashing way too many AIM agents and Miss Marvel thinking you didn't get the message the first time, you finally get into the base. Such a climatic soundtrack.
Stop those AIM agents.
Wow, such an original premise. As much as No, not gonna question it. So as I was saying, as much as I do want to continue on with this game, there's seriously nothing to say. The whole game is just brawl, brash, brawl, bash, brawl, bash, brawl, bash, brawl. Why do the gameplay models of Hulk actually look decent, whereas the top screen image looks utterly hideous? Life's biggest questions. Also, may I ask, why is the running animation so slow? Seriously, we see Hulk in the movies and TV shows and even other games running at God knows how fast of a speed. But here, he runs as fast as I can. I'm painfully depressing. Now, I get that you have to get somewhere and running at that fast of a speed, you'll probably be rushing through levels and you'd be clipping through objects because you can't even handle that fast of a speed. But come on, at least faster than that. That's just pathetic. Well, I can't really say more about this thing. I'm not gonna call it a game. It can't qualify as one. But there is a fun game I would like to play called How Many Times Miss Marvel Tells You to Do Something Until You Die on the Inside. Let's play! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm recording this before the 8th, but I know there's gonna be an 8th. 9, Y, 11, 12. There's no cut because they know joke happened right after one another. If I have to see or hear defeat all AIM agents one more time, I swear, defeat all AIM agents and destroy their equipment. I'm not even gonna bother anymore. To be completely honest, I'm not even sure which one we're up to at this point. Did I forget to mention that I have to not only read this but hear the audio too? 999 septillion, 999 quartillion, 999 quadrillion, 999 trillion, 999 billion, 999 million, 999,999. And done! Actually, that's a lie. That was half a level. That took up a whole 58 seconds. I get that kids are small and they have to hear and read that, but if they're not going to hear it the first time, you really expect them to hear it the millionth? Defeat all AIM agents and destroy their equipment has now seared itself into my brain, and my sanity is actually getting lost. Okay, so now I finally understand the Captain Marvel controversy. I never understood where that came from. I think I finally understand it now. Well, anyway, that was Marvel's Superhero Squad. Cheap, lazy, cobbled together, and all around wasn't made from passion, but more so for a quick buck. This is anything but impressive. Well, finally I'm done with that. I can get to other I still have 2 games. The next one's a messy collectathon. Well, I can survive that, but I don't think I can survive a game made for the U-Draw. I could never do this. It's the U-Draw. Well, I can't just give up on a series. This is something I can't just leave. I'm gonna do this. Not out of passion, but just because I have nothing better to do in life. Oh hey, just like this game!